8006659559.
Kofi smiles at breakfast. BBC Radio Humberside.
Morning all. Let's dive into this, something a little bit different to what's going on at number 10. We're going to talk about fish. We're going to talk about fish now. Now, there's a project called the UK Food Valley, which is seen as game changing for many food firms here in our area. Now, its goal, its aim is to be a project to create a top 10 global food cluster in Greater Lincolnshire, which includes North and North East Lincolnshire. So, today, seafood firms in North East Lincolnshire, they can actually find out more about it. And we're going to dive into it a little bit more now with Matt Thompson, who's a senior lecturer for food manufacturing at Lincoln Uni. Matt, good morning. Welcome to the BBC Radio Humberside Breakfast Show. Lovely to have you on. Matt, what is the UK Food Valley project, and why is it so important?
Well, the UK Food Valley project is here. It's been funded through the government, through the Department for Levelling Up, and it's about building that economic base for traditional sort of areas. And it's all about providing innovation support for businesses in the manufacturing, processing, hospitality, and the supply chains associated with that, to build capacity, help support and build and attract new talent, and develop the workforces. And as you said, help ensure that the position of the seafood cluster in Grimsby, in particular, remains as a global leader and a global hub as well.
So, how can fish firms in our area, get a slice of it, be a part of it?
Well, the simple thing is to get in touch with us and contact myself, and you've got my details for my mobile number and things you can share. But it's how they can get involved is really link in with us and help us understand what it is they want for their businesses in terms of how they want to grow, develop in what is often seen as a traditional sector, but what really is important is a sector which is valuable for the area. 5,500 jobs employed in the seafood processing alone. Beyond that, there's wider jobs in hospitality, retail, and the wider supply chains as well. And it has a big, massive impact for the sector as well. And really, this is, my role as part of the University of Lincoln and the National Centre for Food Manufacturing is, we're well positioned to actually deliver some of that skills and innovation programme. We're seen as a powerhouse in that sort of piece to support the businesses, and that can be around product development, process development, coming up with innovative solutions around sustainability, productivity. It could also be about automation, digitalisation for those businesses as well. And they can also access within that potentially some grant support as well. So they can get a little bit of time from some experts in our team, and we've got a good wide industry base of experts. So a lot of our staff at the university are not just pure academics, but they're also people who've worked in the food industry as well and can provide that expertise to the sector to support that base as well.
So, what does a food manufacturing lecture teach then? How does your job work?
How does my job work?
Yeah.
I teach a range of things, from leadership and management, working with food businesses, right away through to food science, food technology, new product development, new process developments as well. So there's quite food microbiology, food chemistry in this. We get into quite a lot of detail around lots of different aspects, but really what we're trying to, all of our learners at the university in the teams that I work are also working as well. So they're studying whilst they're working. They're undertaking those degree apprenticeships and higher level programs and research as well. So we're there to support them and actually use the learning to facilitate innovation for the future, creating new opportunities and developing those supply chains, and also looking at new ways which we can work, or look at the traditional methods we might have here and actually provide that sustainable, that healthy food by applying the new technology in different ways as well.
And Matt, being a Grimsby lad, you'll know how important this is for this sector is in the area.
Yeah, incredibly important. And I've been fortunate enough within the food sector to have worked in different parts of the world, and supporting businesses, working on United Nations Industrial Development Organisation projects, working with the Greeks, helping them get ready for the Olympic Games back in 2004. But everywhere I go, and people I speak to, and only recently I was doing some lectures in Indonesia, and they see Grimsby as a hub for seafood as well. So internationally, there's a reputation there, and also it's important that we consolidate that. But also it's how we grow, develop, and keep pace with what's happening in the world as well. And what we're looking for from this project in particular, and I think this is really important for me and is really bit in my heart as well, is we want it to be an exemplar project, and we want to help it secure future investment as well. So we don't want this project to just be here and now. We want it to actually be there to develop the concepts of the future, look at future approaches, future things that we can be doing and developing with the sector around a whole range of subjects as well. So hopefully that little bit of passion comes out in me there, yeah.
And how do you think the climate and environmental concerns fit within the fishing industry at the moment? A seafood business is aware of issues like overfishing and plastic pollution, and what are they doing to sort of combat them?
Well, there's lots of things that the sector are doing, and this project also brings together the collaboration of a range of groups, from the Seafish Industry Authority, the Grimsby Humber Seafood Cluster as well. And the project is there to help address some of those challenges, such as carbon reduction, net zero, looking at sustainable ways and sustainable sourcing, that responsible sourcing aspect as well. So part of this project as well can get involved in that horizon scanning, looking at those sustainable sources, looking at maybe new ways of accessing things. And it might be, working with others outside. I'm thinking about what's happening with the Wildlife Trust and the oyster sort of things that are happening on around Spurn Point. But also, it's about how we can widen that net and link that in with the retail and hospitality sectors, and look at that as not just fish and chips, but actually the wider underutilized sort of species as well that might that can use and access and make accessible to the consumer too.
It's a really fine balance between economy and climate, isn't it?
Yes, it's always going to be a fine line, and there's always going to be the challenge there. But we're here as a university to help businesses think about what those challenges might be, and that could be from use of hybrid electric sort of vans and things like that. It could be about in terms of transport and the transport chains. It could be about doing things which is about how do we access more local produce as well. And certainly here in the UK, there's projects which is landed in the UK, but then we export to other parts of the world and Europe in particular. And perhaps there's opportunities we could use some of that product here more locally as well.
Brilliant, Matt. Thank you very much. Will you be at today's event at Grimsby Town Football Club?
Yeah, I'm going to be there with a group of colleagues, and we're happy to discuss what people want and look at how we can look at that innovation, sustainable sort of approach. And I think also, show that value of Grimsby and its traditional sort of processes. It's protected geographical indicators such as Grimsby traditional smoked haddock as well. But there's a whole piece there we can support with, and we're willing to listen and we're willing to hear from what the industry wants.
Matt, thank you very much for joining us here on The Breakfast Show. Lovely to speak to you. Lovely lad there. Get involved. They're going to be down at Grimsby Town Football Club soon, as Matt was saying. Happy to speak and advise and have a chat. Matt Thompson there, Senior Lecturer for Food Manufacturing at Lincoln University.
Kofi Smiles
at breakfast
on BBC Radio Humberside.